Location: Kursk region. The Bradleys launch another attack. The defensive line is breached, and Russian positions are now directly ahead. The area has been heavily fortified by the enemy. The vehicles deploy dense smoke screens to prevent the use of anti-tank weapons. Then the Bushmaster cannons open fire. The Bradley stops briefly to prepare its missile. A TGM fire could come from these positions. The Bradley launches a Tau missile and hits the target with pinpoint accuracy. Immediately after, a second missile is launched. Another perfect hit. The armored vehicles continue advancing toward the tree line. Enemy morale has collapsed. The Bradleys are nearly head-to-head with them. The relentless sound of the Bushmaster cannons can be heard. As the American armored vehicles approach the positions, their 25mm cannons sweep away everything in front of them. This system can fire 10 rounds per second. The rounds shatter trees and destroy fortifications. The mission is completed, and the units begin to withdraw. In just 15 minutes, the enemy trenches have been completely leveled. In the second mission, 2 Bradleys burst into the position simultaneously. The Russians try to resist. They attempt to stop the Bradleys using grenade launchers. But the vehicles keep advancing. Then a Russian FPV drone targets the second vehicle. The attack fails. The armored vehicles reach their designated spots and deploy personnel. The mission concludes successfully. Donetsk region of Ukraine. The Bradley continues its advance. It is already under enemy fire, but even an anti-tank missile isn't enough to stop it. The Ukrainian troops had previously deployed a smokescreen to create a protective zone. The vehicle rapidly approaches the position. The soldiers dismount without hesitation. Russian forces try to target the retreating vehicle. But even that strike is resisted by the Bradley's armor. After the mission, the armored vehicle returns to base. A very clear demonstration of reactive armor in action. In another recent incident, Russian forces spotted an approaching Bradley and fired a Kornet anti-tank missile. The operator guided the missile precisely to the target. This munition is capable of penetrating 1,200 millimeters of armor. A second Kornet missile finally brings the vehicle to a halt. However, thanks to the armor system, the crew manages to exit the vehicle and survive. Now, let's examine the Bradley's weapon systems using a real example. A Russian assault group begins an operation. The Ukrainians have detected it in advance. The Bradleys move out to intercept them. When the Russian armored vehicle spots the drone, it tries to take position. The soldiers inside quickly dismount. As the Bradley approaches, the Russian vehicle starts reversing. But it's too late now. The target lock is already in place. The distance is roughly 2 kilometers. The autocannon opens fire. It's clear that the enemy realizes what's happening. The Bradley's rounds make direct hits. Once the fuel tank is punctured, it bursts into flames. The crew definitely deserves credit for their actions. In this operation, two different positions are targeted simultaneously. As the first move, an M117 armored vehicle advances to draw the enemy's attention. Then a Bradley and an M113 join the operation. They split into two directions, each assigned to drop soldiers at designated positions. Despite being under heavy fire, the M113 manages to reach its target. The soldiers quickly dismount and seize the trenches. Meanwhile, the Bradley moves toward the other drop-off zone, maintaining constant contact and providing cover for the advancing units. Ukrainian assault teams enter the positions. The first team completes its task successfully. Truly an impressive display of coordination. This is a critical engagement for the defensive line. The Bradley infantry fighting vehicle advances again with the clearing team. Russian forces spot the vehicle and open fire. Despite this, the armored vehicle manages to reach its objective. Ukrainian soldiers fully secure the position. There is still enemy presence in the area. Mortars and drones provide support to the assault team. A Ukrainian soldier advances all the way to an enemy bunker and throws in a smoke grenade. He secures the exit and waits. When there is no movement, he targets the fortifications with explosives. One final smoke grenade is tossed in, rendering the area completely neutralized. No response. The mission is successfully completed. In another example, a Russian armored personnel carrier fires the first shot at a Bradley. But it's a highly risky attempt. The American vehicle immediately returns fire. Every shot lands on target. The Russian vehicle veers off the road to avoid collision. The engagement is short. The Bradley wins and the enemy vehicle is destroyed. In another area, Russian troops are halted while attacking a Ukrainian position. A nearby Bradley rushes in to assist and opens fire on the armored vehicle. Armor fragments flying off from the impact are clearly visible. In similar situations, Bradley's Tau missiles also come into play. The vehicle is eliminated. A vehicle lying in ambush launches a missile. The first shot misses. It's critical that the Russian vehicle does not abandon that position. Otherwise, the airborne troops will have nowhere to hold on to. The Russian soldiers quickly dismount. The armored vehicle tries to escape. But a drone tracks it and destroys it. Another attack ends in failure. The vehicle is eliminated. This time, the Bradley advances into a residential area. Russian airborne units attempt to approach, but the Bradley launches a counterattack. The enemy fails to find a defensible position. TOW missiles consistently neutralize Russian tanks. Here is the Bradley, and right in front of it, a Russian tank. The Bradley fires a missile. Direct hit. The result speaks for itself. In another operation, it is tasked with opening a safe corridor. It advances while firing into the forested area. A tank beside it clears the forward path. While the tank engages potential threats, the Bradley secures the right flank. The danger zone is passed. When the enemy is detected, both vehicles coordinate to clear the area. In yet another mission, the Bradley is sent to evacuate Ukrainian soldiers who were pinned down. As the attack intensifies, the artillery units are forced to use cluster munitions. The Bradley advances to carry out the evacuation. Then it opens fire on the enemy and withdraws. The operation is successfully completed.